cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, nah, likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running right, see.
All right, welcome to the Fantasy Six Pack 2022 Fantasy Football Team Previews. In this episode, we will be covering the Seattle Seahawks, and with me to do that is Mike LaPlant.
Let's go, 12th man.
Into things here. Whoa, baby. Quarterback room.
Appropriately described.
This one's more off, man. So no more Russ is cooking.
No more Hall of Famer.
We got Drew Lock in that trade that sent Wilson over to Denver, coming back in return. Still got Geno Smith there, but look, they're handing the keys to Drew Lock. Clearly nobody cares about him in fantasy.
He's been kicked off the ship.
I don't even really know what to think about, what to say about. I probably could spend an extra 10 seconds on this and just go, if you draft Drew Lock, even in a Q2 QB league, I'll say my prayers for you.
Yeah, you might want to visit us on Sunday for the Start Sit show if you're going to be having Drew Lock in your roster.
Yikes. I think we can just move on, man.
Not much potential here, which really dims the offense all around. But yes, we can move on.
Yeah. Running backs. So this is a little interesting. Kenneth Walker was drafted, so he's going overall 70, running back 31. We got Rashaad Penny, who is currently banged up. Shocker. Overall 81, running
Hamstring.
back 34. But, so this is, we're recording for anybody watching this, later in the offseason. We are recording these in early June, dealing with a hamstring injury. He could be back by already, but just know that
hopefully
that's what Penny does. Penny gets hurt. Chris Carson also gets hurt, and I don't even know what to think about him coming into the season. But still getting drafted fairly respectable, considering he might not even play a down. That's kind of my take. That neck injury is scary. I'm not really sure he plays, I'll be honest. Still got DJ Dallas and Travis Homer there, but the focus is on Walker and Penny. They're kind of the guys, and they're going really close in ADP, close in the rankings. Who's your guy and why?
Right now, with the injury of the news, the news of the injury, I'm a little dyslexic. Sorry about that.
All right. We've been doing this a while, man.
Yeah. I think I'm going with Kenneth Walker. Main reason being is you got to look at the draft capital there. They took him in the second round in a draft where they were clearly rebuilding. They traded away their quarterback, Russell Wilson, as we stated. They needed a quarterback, and they pushed on it. They didn't draft one. That's their decision. Maybe they're waiting and pushing their chips till next year. So they decided to invest heavily in what Pete Carroll likes to do, run the ball. And Kenneth Walker is high draft capital. He's a bruiser. He's a banger. Now I don't expect this team to score very much, but I expect them to run the ball a lot senselessly, even if they're down. And Kenneth Walker's most likely going to be the guy, because Rashaad Penny, in the 5 years he's been in the league, what have we seen? 4 games out of him where he's been?
Feels that way. I'll say this, man. When the guy is on the field, Penny is amazing.
He is,
it's just,
no doubt.
When is he on the field? Exactly, man. It's hard to predict when he's going to be healthy.
Availability is your best ability.
That's why I always loved Chris Carson. Chris Carson would miss 2 games a year. He'd play through an injury. He was not the flashiest running back, but he was so good. He was on the field. He'd score a bunch of touchdowns. He was
did
reliable.
Everything Russell wanted.
And now, he's got a pretty nasty injury. I'm just not really sure he plays. It's going to be tough to rely on him. And when they go out and draft somebody like Walker, it's kind of like, that's kind of saying the Seahawks kind of feel the same way.
It's another indicator.
But yeah, Penny did play 10 games last year, but in the early season he wasn't really used. It wasn't until the end when he came back from injury and Carson, of course, got hurt, that they had to rely on him. And the dude balled out, man. But he's done this in the past. It seems like the last like 4 or 5 weeks of the season, he can be good. 2021, he did it. The last few weeks in I believe, was it 2019, he was good. Week 12 and week 13, he was good. Like, he's done it before. Week 2018, he was good near the end. Like, not as good as last year at the end. Last year was like a whole different level. But
I hate giving someone a label, kind of out this early, 5 years into his career. But he's I feel like he's just going to be remembered as the guy that, yeah, he helped me win a fantasy championship, but I don't even remember what year it was. Like,
yeah, no, the guy for Houston,
Arian Foster.
No, oh god,
No.
I would have remembered that. 2005 or 6. Can't think of his name right now. Even this sort of like
Just
totally
blank.
off-brand name, but it's yeah, he's one of those guys. Like, I picked him up the last like few weeks of the season because he just like he scored like a touchdown, and I was like desperate for running backs, and I
Pretty
ended up
much.
knocking out the guy who had like LT and like McNabb that year, and they were like
And
destroying
they were sitting
the
on
league.
the bench. And
And I was like, no, it wasn't even that. It was just like, I just shocked him, even though the dude like went undefeated the whole season. I was like, ha, nice, got
Karma.
it. So exactly. I mean, that's yeah, I get you, man. That's exactly like what Penny feels like. He's just sort of like, he'll win you a championship, but good luck relying on him all year long.
You
So
gotta
yeah,
follow the draft capital.
I like Walker. I don't know, like, I don't really think I love either one of them in the draft though. Like, I'm not feeling good taking either one of them, to be honest.
If I can get Walker as an RB3, RB4 preferably,
Yes, RB4 preferably.
I can make an argument possibly for Kenneth Walker if you give me some fully loaded wide receivers in those early rounds. I can make an argument for him.
You're not going to be. The problem is you're not going to be able to get him as your RB4 and get fully loaded receivers either. 'Cause
No,
you're gonna
RB3.
have to. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. I'm not really sure the upside is there with him unless Penny misses.
I like him more for the volume depth. That's it. No upside.
Well, but I'm not. But that's the thing. I'm not sure that's there either. Like, Penny has a hamstring injury now. We're talking June 8th, man, is when we're recording this. He's got 2 months to figure out a hamstring injury. You know.
I have faith that Pete Carroll wants
more
to
than
run
that,
this
more
offense.
than 2 months actually. He's got 3 months to figure out a hamstring offense. But anyway, all right, moving over to receivers. So we still got DK there, who is a beast. Tyler Lockett, Freddie Swain, D. Eskridge, Penny Hardaway. No, Penny Hart. I mean, yeah.
It's a good try.
Basketball fans know who I'm talking about. DK Metcalf is the guy here. Overall 38, wide receiver 16. I think if he had a better quarterback, he'd be going much higher. I question whether or not he can even return wide receiver 16 value with Drew Lock. What's your thoughts?
I think this is just going to be a 1 year thing, but I'm off DK Metcalf for this year. I think his future value is there. I mean, like we said, they're going to get a quarterbacks eventually. They have to.
Yeah, Dynasty, I'm all in on him still.
This year for
is
redraft, it is scary. Absolutely. There's already, I mean, like we said, we're early June. He's already holding out for OTAs in his contract.
He'll come back. There's no way he's like the money he'll get fined if he misses like real practice. He's not missing that, but he'll miss these 3 days just to prove a point, which he'll lose.
He's missing time. He's missing time where he could be building some chemistry with either Geno Smith or Drew Lock. Either one. I mean, either way, he needs to be getting on the field with his quarterback, in my opinion. Because
I agree. I agree.
That's what gives your wide receivers a little bit more of an edge, is that chemistry. We talked about it with Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford. Aaron Rodgers and Devontae had it for a while. It's something just unspoken that you can have it. And Russell Wilson had it with Tyler Lockett, and that's why we all love Tyler Lockett so much.
Yes.
But I think even Lockett this year is even scarier than DK.
Dude, here's the thing with DK, and I have him right at this value, by the way. Weeks 5, 6, 7, and 8, when Geno Smith were there, he saw 5 targets, 7 targets, 5 targets, 6 targets. Caught all but 4 of those. No. Yeah, all but 4 of those. Not a ton of yardage, but still scored 5 touchdowns. That's pretty damn good. And look, Locke was able to make Sutton a decent receiver over there in Denver. Now, granted, it wasn't all Drew Lock. They brought in other guys in the middle of the year, so I get it. I've seen that argument made on Twitter. But look, I'm not saying Locke's going to make him a wide receiver 1. That's why I do have him ranked where I do. But I do think, DK is just enough of an animal out there, man, that DK has the physical ability to go get the ball and run away from you at the same time. The dude is just massive and he's fast.
He's an animal.
He's crazy. It's crazy good. Physical specimen out of this world. Like I'm fine with him at wide receiver too. I'll be honest. He's gonna have those games where you're just kind of like, oh brother, like what do I do? Like he's gonna get you like 2 points, but
you're gonna be wanting to tilt trade him.
Yeah, but I think he's gonna be fine more weeks often than more than not. I really do.
I'd rather have him as a wide receiver 2 this year than last year where everybody wanted him as your wide receiver 1.
Oh, of course. I mean, he was going like what, the 4th or 5th receiver off the board in most cases. It was So, let's finish off here with those tight ends. We got Noah Fant, who also came over in that trade. He's not getting a whole lot of respect. Yeah, he's not getting a whole lot of respect there in the tight end room for draft time. And I mean, look, he's
first-round pick.
Sort of underwhelmed in Denver. I know Locke and him should have a connection, but they never really found it in Denver, so I'm not really thinking it's going to happen here. Agree, disagree?
I agree. It's probably not going to be found here. I just want this to be noted. I think the Seahawks make a urging attempt to get Noah Fant involved in this offense. Apparently, I read something a couple days ago that the Seahawks actually wanted to draft Noah Fant in the first round of the 2019 draft. It's just the Broncos drafted him right before him. So
nice.
Getting somebody they want, I think they had a vision for him. So I want to say they get him involved, kind of, like we saw Gerald Everett get involved a little bit last year. So there's possible potential there, but again, this year, nothing really.
Yeah,
just dynasty value.
He'll be one of those. He's sitting on the waiver wire. He's had a few good games. Maybe I'll pick him up, see what happens. That he'll be a streamer.
He's got talent.
He does. He definitely does. It's just he's got to have a better quarterback. It's just unfortunate for him. Yep. So, all right, man. Well, let's close things out here for our Seattle Seahawks. I want to thank you all for watching. Leave those comments. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. We appreciate it. And make sure you watch the rest of our team previews here on our YouTube channel. See ya.
Good luck, DK.